our health routines and what can sabotage it. And we're going to talk about parasites. This is a Parasites Masterclass, and you're going to find out a lot about the things that sabotaging your health that you've never heard about. I can tell you my story a little bit later, and I am probably 120% confident that if you follow the tips and if you follow everything that I'm going to share with you in this webinar, you're going to finally see the breakthroughs in your supplement routine, in your healing protocols, with your health, things that were seemed to like nothing is moving before. So let's start, shall we? Let me share my screen. And again, are parasites sabotaging your health routines? I want to talk to you about the problem that a lot of women come to me, they are experiencing, and they're sharing with me that you're living seemingly healthy life. Maybe sometimes you follow some healthy diets, maybe not, but maybe you're exercising. So pretty much you're living a life. Some of the women even telling me that they've been pretty strong and athletes and everything went well in health-wise. And all of a sudden, in a matter of days, weeks, maybe sometimes month, seems like everything's just crushed. All of a sudden, this crippling fatigue, all of a sudden, these digestion problems start piling up, maybe your hormones start changing, and you just don't understand what happened. You've been living your life, you've been living one lifestyle, and all of a sudden, everything seemed to change. And after a while, you learn some kind of like live with this feeling that your own body is sabotaging you, that something happened, you don't understand what, and you start going from one doctor to another, and they start telling you, well, maybe it's age, maybe it's your hormones, maybe they're gonna tell you, well, this is what everybody experiencing nowadays. It's pretty normal. Like maybe they tell you it's menopause. Maybe they tell you, well, something happened to your hormones, or they blame the pregnancy, or whatever it is, they blame it on. And then you learn how to live with this feeling, and then you put more effort into your health. So you go from diet to diet, you start different supplements, you start desperately looking for this nutrition plan, for the diet, for something that can help you. A lot of people start gaining weight versus like the weight was a lot more easy to manage before. And it's just like, you don't understand what else can you do. And it might seem like things make a little bit of difference, but not really. And with all of this, with all of this sandwich of symptoms, like I call it, you feel like you are getting more and more fatigued. It feels like your body is just losing that potency, that momentum, that desire to live, the energy, and you just don't understand what to do. Okay. So I know I don't want to talk a lot about myself today, because probably a lot of people who gonna watch this or watching right now familiar with my story already. But 10 years ago, I was in this position. My story was that I was trying to get pregnant, and I was feeling pretty miserable. I was feeling unhealthy. I was feeling like I'm in menopause when I was 29 years old, but I didn't even know how to feel different. So I thought it was just like normal, that people live with the stomach pains, people live with bad skin, people live with like very dull, thin hair. And I was okay. And then I wanted to get pregnant, and I couldn't, despite all of the efforts, despite years passing by, and despite all of the fertility advice and medications, very harsh medications, very painful medications, I wasn't able to get pregnant. And my choices were endometriosis surgery or IVF. And I decided I can't do this. I was scared of a surgery. I'm telling you honestly, I was terrified. I'm like, I'm not doing surgery. So I decided, what if I stop all of this madness and I start getting to the root cause of it? Long story short, I was going to a lot of doctors. I tried a lot of naturopaths, tried integrative medicine, and each one of them was trying to find a symptom they could treat with a medication or with a supplement in the case of naturopaths. And most of them were looking like at my diet and my hormones. And we did a lot of work in this area. There were hormone replacement therapy, there were like bioidentical hormones, there were a lot of supplements, there were a ton of vitamins, but I could feel like nothing is working. I could feel less, difference from all of these fancy vitamins, or the ton of the vitamins I was taking was like boxes and boxes and bottles. Nothing was helping. And until I decided, okay, I can't do this no more. And then I started my quest into diving deeper, one layer deeper and one layer deeper into what is going on in the human body, why we feel so fatigued, so exhausted, the supplements feeling like they go through me, not helping. Like the bioidentical hormones, people have amazing results with them. Some of them seem like, or maybe they were like, I couldn't understand. Are they exaggerating it? Do they really have these amazing results with these hormones? Because I didn't feel it. I don't know if you in any of these sound familiar. So I tried every detox available nowadays, from like Ayurvedic medicine to Eastern medicine to Western medicine. There were flushes, there were protocols, there were every like from God Institute in functional medicine protocols. One layer by layer, I understood that I had IBS, I had PCOS, I had inflamed ovaries, I had very inflamed liver. I didn't have any bile flowing out of that liver. I couldn't digest my food. I've had very inflamed gut. I had SIBO, overgrowth of bacteria in my intestines. And there was a layers and layers when I started digging into this. And I got to the bottom, I understood that I had a lot of things that doesn't belong in my body. And right now, I created the system where I simplify everything. And what I do is I take 3 levels that I'm going to talk to you about. And in each level, I remove everything that doesn't belong in the body, and I keep, after we remove everything that prevents you from being nourished, even from the vitamins and minerals, then I bring back everything that body needs. 2 steps, very powerful steps. And then I had great success. I completely changed my body type. I lost 40-50 pounds really effortlessly. I look different. My hormones work like the way they're supposed to work. I don't have any of those endometriosis pains. I wouldn't even know that I have my period if I didn't have the menstrual flow. I had 2 children, naturally healthy children. Like everything changed. My face structure changed, my skin changed, my hair changed, everything. I'm a brand new person. And today I'm going to share with you one of these bottom layers of what can be sabotaging your health, because I want you to understand everything is in your hands, and you can take the information that I'm going to share with you today. This is part of my Limitless Body program, and I just want to share it with people. So, with you, my loves. So, parasites steal your food and poison you with toxins. A little bit later, you will learn what I mean by parasites. What I mean by parasites is not just a bunch of worms, right? And we're going to talk about this a little bit later. There are different types of parasites. Some of them are invisible. They're so small as bacteria, but they are parasites. And they indeed do steal your food. That's why they're parasites. They eat your food. That's why a lot of supplements, they just go right through you. You're not getting the benefits. They steal your food. They create lots of toxins. There are different names for these toxins. One of them liposaccharides. I don't want to get very technical in here, but these toxins, they get spread through your blood, making blood very toxic. And this blood goes through your organs, like your thyroid, like your ovaries, your pancreas, your liver, and those toxins reaching your brain. That's why you experience such an excruciating fatigue. And all of these toxins, they destroy the body. They create a lot and lots of inflammation. And what is inflammation? Is the immunity, your immune system saying, whoa, hold on. All of these toxins don't belong in the bloodstream. What's going on? Those are invaders. We have to fight it. So your immune system and these toxins, and actually some of these parasites, the bacteria, get spilled in your bloodstream and accumulate in your lymph. And lymph, it's like a sewage for your body. It takes these toxins from the blood and removing them from your body. It's all getting backed up. And your system is like, whoa, hold on, we can't have it here. And the war starts. It's like Lord of the Rings, orcs against elves. And as you understand, while this war is going on between the cells of your immune system, and cells of your immune system work through the lymph. So your lymphatic system, not just your sewage, your lymphatic system also kind of like the horses, like the channel for your immune system to go through your body. And while this war is fighting, it creates a lot of damage, like the toxins, the dead cells that fighting, the immune cells that getting killed, parasites getting killed, bacteria getting killed, immune cells getting killed. It's ongoing battle. And with this battle, there are a lot of more toxins accumulate. There are a lot of toxins, there are a lot of mucus, and all of these things with the blood within 15-20 minutes circulate in your body. Like I said, getting a lot of toxicity and inflammation in your organs, in the tissues of your organs. That's why thyroid problems come in. That's why that inflamed brain is just this toxicity gets into the tissue of the organ. And the tissue of the organ consists of other cells. And for cells to work the way they're supposed to work, they need to remove toxins and have nutrients. So imagine this picture when you don't get the nutrients and you can't eliminate toxins anymore because the blood is toxic, the lymph is toxic, basically your organs, your cells swimming in its own toxicity. And that is a no-no for mitochondria. And mitochondria, those are little powerhouses in each cell that create energy for you. And when they detect this battle, when they detect this inflammation, they just don't make energy for you. It's not time to thrive, it's time to fight. So all of the body's resources designed to go and fight this battle. Okay, that's enough for it. I hope you see the picture, right? So please let me know in the comments, does it make sense? And you can ask me questions, and I'm gonna, after I go through the presentation, I'm absolutely going to answer them. But does it make sense when I say like there's things that don't belong in our body that eat your food and create lots of toxins, and the mechanism how it gets spilled and why your immune system reacting? It's actually pretty easy. You can imagine Lord of the Rings and just know what's going on, like orcs against elves battle. So, and the number of parasitic infections and diseases is escalating. The thing in here is, when we live this lifestyle we live, we're sitting in front of the computer all day. There are a lot of pesticides, toxins, herbicides coming from outside to our body. And also, we don't work out the we used to. We don't drink the clean water like we used to. The food is a little bit compromised, and we'll talk about this before. So a lot of ongoing assault on your body, and it lowers the immune system. And immune system, like I said already, this is your best bodyguard and the mechanism that's supposed to kill the invaders, kill the parasites, kill the bacteria, kills everything that's coming from outside. Every time we touch something, we go to a bathroom, we do something, we swallow a tons of these guys. And it's an illusion to think that parasites are only like in undeveloped countries. Look at how much people communicate right now. They fly into this country back and forth. There are different parasites that found in the US that were not found before. It's one thing. Another thing is it's just an illusion, because the parasites, there are a lot of them. They live everywhere around the globe, and there are different species of them. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But why in the developed countries, right? Not in Africa, we're getting more and more parasites, like infections, problems. It's getting accumulated because our lifestyle is not what it used to be. Before, we would have strong immune system, we would have very strong hydrochloric acid acidity in your stomach that the parasites couldn't survive. Just these two barriers and they're getting killed. And nowadays, because of the stress, because of the sitting in a computer, there are a lot of things that affect it. Our hydrochloric acid is just so low, it's not protecting us. Our immune system has to fight. That's why I talked about toxins, viruses, all of the things that coming to us from outside worlds. It's very taxing for immune system. So immune system fighting 50 battles at the same time. And that's why a lot of times it has to prioritize and protect you, for example, from Roundup instead of certain bacterial parasite. It's just, imagine if I throw 50 tennis balls at you, you're not going to catch one. And if I throw one, you're going to catch it. So the same your immune system is just too many battles it has to fight. And let me tell you a little thing. You probably see like what the Lenin and all of this Soviet stuff has to do with Parasite webinar. I want to talk a little bit about Russia. Russian researchers began measuring the electromagnetic field of patients. And this is like Putin's very fancy doctors of our Kremlin gremlin. That's what he's called in Russia right now. And they were measuring data from healthy people and from very sick people. And you probably know that all of us, we have our own biofield, the frequencies that our body emits of a live body. We're alive. And this biofield, when they measured in sick people, something was interfering with it. And what they realized that these shadow frequencies, that something was stronger than a person frequency, was the frequency of the accumulation of these parasites. So these parasites, the bacteria, that yeast, they were building colonies in a sick people, and they used something called biofilm. We're going to talk about this a little longer. And they were communicating. They were like one big live organism that overpowered its host. So it's like literally, if you watch Stargates, remember those little creatures that got inside of the person were totally hijacking the person? I don't know if you watch Stargates. My husband got into watching it one time and it was creepy. So this is like real nowadays creepy stuff. And this is scientific research they did. I just want you to understand that this is just because people don't like to talk about it. It's not a very pleasant subject because doctors don't want to talk about it because it's, again, not sexy. And, it's just like, I don't know, for some reason, everybody likes to avoid this. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. One biggest sign of that person have parasites is just like you're taking supplements, you're taking vitamins, you're taking minerals, and everybody raving about certain supplements, and they're telling like they started taking, I don't know, cod liver oil and vitamin C, and it created such a change in their health. And you're like, well, I've tried them all. I've tried this, I've tried that, but I don't see the results. So you feel like you constantly want to eat something. You feel like you're constantly hungry. You feel like even if you ate a meal, you need something sweet after the meal. This is called malnourishment. Or maybe you're like eating just a little, just steak and asparagus, but you're still gaining weight because your body is signaling to your brain, hey, she's starving, pack some weight. Or maybe it's that belly fat because your liver is not doing its job. It's something seems like broken in your body. This is a big sign. It's a big sign of parasite. And stop blaming it on hormones, because hormones are chemical messengers. And if we have healthy organs like our brain that giving the right type, all of our signals for our hormones for our body starts in your brain. And if we have healthy tissues, healthy cell, they're going to produce healthy hormones. So let's stop blaming the wrong guy. This is not your hormones. And of course it is, but it's not the initial, like it's not the root cause. The hormones, they are symptoms. They're like symptoms, like a sore throat is a symptom of either virus or a strep or the bacteria, actually, which is a parasite. And one of the worst parasites is the strep bacteria. It creates a lot of damage in the body, and people live with it their whole life. This is the biggest problem for constipation, for bad skin, for very, very sluggish liver. But we'll get to this. So those are some of the symptoms. So let's get to this part, right? About what is a parasite actually. Well, the parasite, you can read about this here, but the parasite, what I want to tell you is it's something that grow, multiply, and that directly or indirectly harms the host. So they're eating your food, they're taking your energy, they're living their own life inside of your body, they're abusing your body. And some people, only when I talk, maybe it's you, I don't know, you can tell me in the comments, what do you think when you hear parasite? Most people hear like or picture a bunch of worms. That's what we think about parasites. And your first reaction, of course, no, I don't have no parasites, because you don't want to picture yourself. And I didn't want to picture myself. I was like, I am pretty cute Russian lady, small one. Well, now, not back then, but I don't have any parasites. Yes, we do. We all have some form of parasites, and that's what I want to tell you. There can be worms. There can be, and there's just an illusion that we don't have worms in our countries like US or Russia, like we consider developed countries. They can be microorganisms like protozoa, blasto, and these like infections like blasto, those are just like one cell organisms. They can bring a lot more damage to your body than a bunch of worms. Those guys are nasty because they produce lots and lots of toxins, and those toxins, they are really close to the cells. So they get inside of the cells and create a lot of damage, create a lot of immune response, create lots and lots of inflammation. So there are like bacteria and even smaller guys. Bacterial overgrowth can be such a damaging thing. So you're probably all familiar with the bloating. And the bloating is a horrible thing. People used to, they are so used to bloating, they live with bloating, they think it's a normal thing, but it's absolutely not normal. We have gases that are not damaging to our body, for example, oxygen, hydrogen, and we have gases that are super horrible and they're damaging to our body. They can paralyze our gut muscles. That's why we have constipation when we have overgrowth of a certain bacteria. Bacteria, they also eat our food and they are parasites. Certain the bacteria, they are parasites. They eat our food and they create lots of those toxins, liposaccharides. And there are pounds and pounds of bacteria in our body, and they create a lot of damage, and they next to the cells, they are next to your organs, they create a lot of problems with the immune system and create a lot of inflammation. And the bacteria, like I already said, strep, they can migrate through your body, they can live in your lungs, they can live in your throat. That's why ear infections, they can live in your head, ear infections, strep throats. They can migrate to your vagina, to your womb. They like ovaries, they're everywhere. And strep and stuff, one of the worst infections I see when I do the JAMAP, when I do gut testing, I see in women. And they create a lot of problems. Especially with fertility, especially with menopause symptoms. And there are also viral shedding, protein fragments, and other things that are pretty damaging in our body. I don't want to go too deep into viruses right now because it's such a touchy subject, and I don't want, like, Instagram banned me for, I think, 4 years, shadow banned me for me going to the virus directions and sharing with the people the things that can help. So we're not going to go too deep into viruses right now, but the fragments of the viruses can be also pretty damaging to the body. So symptoms. Oh boy, you name a symptom, it relates to parasite. Very big, huge one. Is of course fatigue. And second one, I would probably say anxiety, and kind of like anxiety and depression. The parasites, when they live in our system, they suppress neurotransmitters. They're like hormones for our brain. So they affect our mood, they affect our food cravings. They want us to go and eat the processed food, sweets, because the more, or things that we can't digest or process or unnatural for our body, because the longer this mess sitting in our body rotten, the more food is for them. They're like orcs, literally. They eat ugly food. Strong cravings, food allergies. Allergies is a big symptoms. Sensitivities, food sensitivities. I had people, they came to me to work with me, and they were like, if you do food sensitivity tests, it's like Christmas tree. Everything is there. And when we remove parasites, bacteria, yeast, we seal that gut lining, we do the food sensitivity test, and it's like almost all the foods are returned, like you can eat them again. This is amazing. That's why I'm not even a big fan of food sensitivity tests anymore. I'm like, yeah, let's do the protocol. Let's take a big shovel and take everything that doesn't belong in your body, and then we'll talk about food sensitivity test. So skin problems like hives, rashes, big one, everything that's going on in your skin. Skin is the organ, one of the organs of elimination, like your gut, your lungs. So all of the toxins that accumulates in your lymph, your body is trying to get rid of it. And this is one of the routes. So if you're not eliminating, it's the regular routes through your liver and your intestine, because you have parasites in your liver, for example. So it starts coming out through your skin. Or sometimes people start gaining weight out of nowhere. It's like ballooning, and they don't eat. They go to the gym for like 24 hours, but nothing is working. Why? Because your body doesn't know when it doesn't know what to do with the toxin, it just chose the route of putting it in the fat cells. So fat is like it's just like masking. It's like a closet for the toxins in your body. So as soon as your liver like, oh, I can't do this anymore, I don't know what to do with the toxin, it creates some fat cells and put your toxins in fat. Or it can be your lungs. That's why in the morning a lot of people are coughing out nasty stuff. It can be lots of mucus. Always, every time you get sick, you have a lot of sinus infections. It can be a vagina when you have like yeast infections non-stop, when you have UTIs, when you have skin problems, acne, ulcers, sores, lesions, when you have all of these stuff that doesn't belong in a body, this is your body's trying to get rid of this toxicity. So big one, of course, SIBO, that stands for small intestine bacteria overgrowth, small intestine fungal overgrowth. There are also SIBO, small intestine viral overgrowth. And when we have this ongoing bloating, like I mentioned before, and you feel like you have lots of bloating, your body looking like 6 months pregnant and look like a ball, but nothing coming out. And you probably don't even have lots of gas, or you have some gas. That means that gas, pretty toxic. Sometimes it's sulfate, sometimes it's methane gas. Like I told you, it's toxic gas that poisoning your body, poisoning your brain. That's why fatigue also coming from. That gas is trapped in a small intestine. When the gas is made in a large intestine, it just come out and you and you have gas, right? But when you have this ballooned belly looking like 6 months pregnant and you don't have much gas, that means this gas is just trapped in your small intestine and it just can't come out, because between large and small intestine we have ileocecal valve. So that valve preventing that gas to come out. And a lot of times that valve can be stuck open or stuck closed. And that's why bacteria that does belong in the large intestine and help us absorb the rest of our food, that, everything we didn't absorb before, this bacteria goes up and goes to your small intestine. It's like all of the people going from New York to Florida because they like it in Florida more because it's like more land, it's warmer here, it's like whatever it is. So the same with bacteria. It's like, oh, it's too much here in the large intestine. Let's go where it's warmer and there is less competition. So it's, if your large intestine is pretty toxic and there are a lot of parasites there, your bacteria, even good bacteria, choose to migrate to your small intestine. And small intestine, very close to your liver, to your pancreas, and that's where you absorb your food. So you should get that food, and instead the bacteria get it before you and creating this trapped gas. They're creating this methane sulfate gas. And the thing is, bile, healthy bile from liver, and I tell you why liver, not producing enough bile sometimes, or it's not flowing from liver. That bile is the key to eliminate bacteria from small intestine. That's why a lot of people doing so many like killing phase. Let's kill that bacteria. Let's kill that yeast, and the fighting with this yeast and bacteria. They do harsh antibiotics. They do lots of herbs. They do these combinations, but they don't see results, because everything coming back if bile is not flowing. Bile is the condition while these guys are getting killed. And also strong hydrochloric acid in your stomach. But your stomach has its own parasite that's called H. pylori. And if that parasite get in your stomach, it's going to live there, prevent you from digesting your food. And that food gets, again, down, getting rotten, feeding bacteria, and it's one big cycle. That's why just removing some of them can create such a breakthrough in your health. And you're like, yes, I can digest my proteins. I can make these amino acids. Now my body getting amino acids, I go to the gym and I actually can gain muscle. This is that simple. So gallbladder disorders, everything that's problem, like how many people I could save if they would come to me before they remove their gallbladder. Gallbladder problems come because some of the parasites like Giardia, liver flukes, they just get into the bile ducts and they're just sitting there. Prevent that bile from flowing. And that the cholesterol start accumulating. Cholesterol, we need it for our hormones, but instead that cholesterol is just like accumulating in the gallbladder. We're not making healthy hormones. That's another reason for problems with our hormones, because we make our hormones from cholesterol. And this cholesterol sitting in your gallbladder, creating your bile stones in your gallbladder, instead of helping you to make those hormones. Another thing is, like I talked to my video recently, why cholesterol, a lot of people with hormone problems, they go to doctor and they're like, oh, you have high cholesterol. It's because cholesterol it's a helper for our body. It is designed to cool down that inflammation. Cholesterol fights inflammation because it helps to repair the damaged cells. So the more inflammation, the more toxicity you have in your body, the more cholesterol you're going to your body, the more cholesterol your body going to produce. It's absolutely normal compensation action for your body. And you're probably not going to hear that at your friendly neighborhood clinic. Teeth grinding and drooling, the recurring yeast infections, like I talked about it, these organs, it's like your body's trying desperately eliminate everything that is accumulated in the body. And imagine your intestine, they sit directly above your fallopian tubes, above your ovaries, and above your womb. So all of these toxins through the microscopic holes, they spilled in your abdominal cavity, through the blood, it gets to your ovaries. And of course, all of this yeast, all of these toxins, they need the way to get out, right? And what else I want to talk about? The yeast infection. Okay, if I remember, I talked to you about it. But this is a big sign. We know more than 300 different parasites that can live in the body, 300. And I'm telling you from my own experience, in the large intestine, when we do one of the best tests available is the GI map test by Diagnostic Solutions. At least once in your lifetime, I recommend doing this test. and shows a lot of things, a lot of like inflammation, parasites, bacteria in your body. But even that one detects probably 20% of them, only because we test for the large intestine. And GI map is better because it tests for DNA of the parasites and bacteria. The other test is just like at your regular doctors, they're not going to show anything, because bacteria, yeast, parasites, I'm just going to call them all parasites for the ease of it. The parasites, they hide behind biofilm, gel-like substance they build around themselves because they don't want to be found, they don't want to be destroyed. And there are cycles when they come out and they go back to the organs. Some of the parasites, they travel to the brain and back to the intestines. It's amazing. And we only look where we can with a test. And it's and when the people come to me and say they're literally falling apart, nothing working in their body, and they're like, well, I did the gut, everything fine in my gut. Yeah, right, everything fine in your gut, you have absolutely healthy gut, but all of your hormones are messed up, you're losing your hair, your skin is horrible, like everything else is bad, but your digestive tract is absolutely normal. This is just not true. It can't be. So there are different, like I said, different type of parasites. They can look like one big, little, not big, it's big here, but little, like fat blob. There are different types of them. Different types of them. And yeah, it's pretty serious. They can cause the illness. They can poison your body, and you can get them everywhere. You can go to a restaurant and unfortunately your waiter didn't wash their hands really well. And I know it sounds nasty, but that happens all over. And you got the parasites. There are a lot of them on like leafy greens. That's why I always say like you have to put them in a little bit of apple cider vinegar for a while to get the things off. They are, there's like practices in the farm that they use different different feces of animals sometimes on their fields. They're like, it's water. It just talking to people, just handshake sometimes, things like H. pylori, you can get them through the kiss. If one person in the family have them, another person have them, absolutely. So it can be, it's a lot of ways you can get them, a lot of ways. And if you don't, before we used to get a carrot from us, like, from your own garden, you eat it and you get the good soil-based bacteria, and all of the parasites, they just getting killed by your stomach acid. And nowadays we're so depleted, we are so malnourished, and our hydrochloric acid not working, immune system not working, so we just get parasites right away. Our body's just not protecting itself anymore. They live everywhere, literally in your lungs, like lungs flukes, muscles, joints, blood, lymph, brain, skin, eyes, they are everywhere. And I don't want to scare you, but I just want you to understand this is normal. And if you understand what's going on, it's not a rocket science to get rid of this nonsense. So liver, your second largest organ. I always say that liver is your bodyguard. Liver is your best friend. Liver is your girl. When your liver stop working, or it works 20%, and so many people walk around with like 20% working liver, your liver stores your energy. So that's why a lot of people pack so much fat, because their liver can convert the stored energy back to glucose to nourish their cells. And the liver is so toxic, it can't do its job anymore. It should store the vitamins and minerals for you. It should store the energy for you. It converts your hormones into active forms. It's like, it's preventing, it's filtering, it's an amazing organ. And bile, remember, it has a gallbladder, and gallbladder is a storage for bile. And when we have parasites in liver, for example, like liver flukes, they live in those bile ducts, and they are not detectable by the gut test. They live in the bile ducts and they prevent bile from flowing. And if your bile is not flowing, you accumulate bacteria and yeast in your small intestine, that trapped gas, remember? You can't have healthy hormones, because to create hormones, that bile need to emulsify the fats. So every time you eat fats, you probably heard about it. We make hormones from fats we eat, the cholesterol we eat. So if you don't have bile, you don't have building material for your hormones. And if your liver is not working, that estrogen gonna circulate in your body. Your progesterone gonna get in. Your body's gonna fight a war. Your cortisol gonna go up, and cortisol steals progesterone. And when these circulating estrogen always present in your body, everything start growing, like cysts, endometriosis, fibroids, tumors, thyroid nodules. Estrogen, if it's not tamed, if it's not eliminated from your body in time, it can become very destructive hormone. It can damage DNA. It leads to early aging. It leads to horrible menopause symptoms. And it all starts with liver. And sometimes it is so simple to, when you normalize the bile flow, when you remove those liver flukes, when you do the things that I always share with all of you in my YouTube, in my webinars, if you do my 10-day hormone reset, gut reset, if you do these literally easy practices that take you 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes a day, you jumpstart the elimination, the detoxification, the things in your body, and your body work like you want it to work. You have amazing results. You just have to understand that we can do this. We can do it fast. I promise you. Just listen to me. Just follow what I'm sharing with you. Liver produces bile. We talked about bile. Liver stores glycogen, sugar that is broken down. We talked about this. This is your energy. Liver and energy. This is two things that go together always. We're lacking energy because of that liver. And it's your fit body. Liver, it's your healthy hormones, it's your minerals and vitamins, it's your good skin, it's your fat soluble vitamins like A, D, K. This is your skin, this is your healthy hormones, this is your good healthy menopause. It's all connected to your liver. The liver detoxifies the blood. Remember, we talked about these toxic things that bacteria and all of these parasites that create this toxicity. What liver has the ability to detoxify, to purify, to cleanse the blood, like spleen in your liver. Those two guys can give you the 20 years old blood again if they are healthy. Again, cholesterol levels in the blood. Those are our babies. I have a lot juicier pictures for you, but when I was preparing this webinar, my team told me, like, if the pictures are gonna be too juicy, YouTube probably gonna block me. And maybe I'll include juicier pictures in the program. But yes, so there's some liver flukes. They look like this. They look like very a lot of times, again, ladies come to me and they say, well, we don't have parasites, then we do my protocols. Pretty soon they start eliminating these liver flukes, and they send me the pictures, and some of them look like big fat tomatoes because they're so red because they're sucking your blood. And some of them look like rolled tomato skins. Those are dead liver flukes. And you can see them in your bowel, actually. That's another myth, that when you start killing parasites, you're going to see like a big bunch of worms in your toilet. Sometimes you do, but it's not necessarily the truth sometimes, because sometimes you don't even know how they look like, and sometimes they look pretty clear. They can be big, like this guy, but they can actually look pretty clear, so you don't even notice them, unless you're using like methylene blue or something to like dye them into blue color. And those who sucking the blood, sometimes you can see them, sometimes they can be clear, sometimes they can be red. But here, look, this guy has teeth. Goodness gracious. Okay, cost and benefit. Well, this is the thing I want to talk to you about, killing parasites. That's why if you have ever tried water fast and you're like you kill me, I can't do water fast because I become shaky, I become very sick, I feel like I'm about to drop and die. This is because a lot of times when you have a lot of parasites, when you have, including bacteria and yeast, when you fast, they rapidly start dying and they're gonna poison your system. Some of them gonna start eating you, and some of them they just dying, and they are protein, like parasites, they are proteins. And when they die, this rotten protein can become pretty toxic very fast. And some people have pounds of bacteria, yeast, and parasites, and when everything starts dying super fast, it can create very uncomfortable detoxing symptoms, horrible detoxing symptoms. When you do water fast right away, all of a sudden you decided, okay, I'm going to do the fast. So that's why I have a conditional fast, more like a medication fast. But it's not medication. I use the herbs. I use certain supplements in my signature limitless body cleanse. So there's a combination of herbs that are designed to cleanse you and to cleanse your lymphatic system really fast, because if the things start dying rapidly, we need to remove them, and we need to have very good flowing lymphatic system. Remember, lymphatic system is your sewage. It's like blood, but it's a liquid that eliminates, blood delivers nutrients to the cell, and lymph eliminates things from the cells, from the tissues. So we need to have a good lymphatic system. And then what I use, the fasting on herbs. So I do the combination of herbs with a little bit of honey and lemon, and that way you're giving the nourishment to your cell, but you're cleansing your body, you're detoxing all of this garbage from your body, and you're not starving. And another thing is your immune system. You have to have working immune system to fight the parasites, and it has to be just done in stages. Another thing is, if your body's not ready to let go, it's not going to let go of parasite. That's why system matters. It absolutely matters. It's not a rocket science. I'll share some of the things with you. You can do yourself. Absolutely. It's just like, don't get heartbroken. Just experiment. Just try. And of course, the system like mine helps a lot. It just have to be in stages. And another big thing, of course, don't start a parasite cleanse or protocol or fast after ovulation or second half of your cycle. Don't start anything new in the second half of your cycle, because your hormones shift. You have more progesterone, so you accumulate stuff in your body. Basically, after your ovulation, your body preparing for pregnancy. Yes, you're not going to get pregnant if you don't want to. You probably not. But your body thinks, oh, it's time for pregnancy, so it's gonna sabotage you. That's why ladies have more cravings before their period. And we always learn to think there's something wrong with us. Why do I have these cravings? It's PMS, it's this and that. No, it's normal function of your body. Your body is beautiful. It's think that you're gonna get pregnant. You ovulated, you're gonna get pregnant. So that's why it starts nourishing your baby, right? It starts nourishing your baby. It wants the glucose. It wants the little more fat on you. It wants like, ooh, nice cushiony place for your baby and all of this stuff. And of course, it gets a little bit easier if you menopause and you don't have these shaky, wakey hormones anymore. And yes, another thing is your immune system needs glucose to work. That's why a lot of times when you have parasites and bacteria, all of the shenanigans in your body, you always feel like you're hungry. And when you because your immune system needs glucose to function, it needs a lot of energy. And energy is glucose. Your body takes oxygen, it takes glucose, it converts it to energy, and your immune system needs a ton of energy to fight the parasites. And that's why you're always feeling hungry. You always feel like you want sweets when you have inflammation in your body. There is cortisol goes up. There is immune system requires energy, and when cortisol goes up, so it's a stress hormone. Your body is fighting. It needs a lot. It always go hand in hand with glucose. And if you get on a zero carb diet and you have war going on, war fighting these parasites, but you're on this zero carb diet, your body start chewing up your muscle, because your body can make glucose out of proteins. So if you're not giving it glucose, it's going to get this glucose from your muscle. That's why people go into the gym when they have these infections inside. They go into the gym, they gain fat, but they don't gain muscle because your body is making glucose out of your muscles. Scientific exorcism. It's time to get these things out. To reach parasites, we first need to eliminate biofilm. Remember, it's the gel-like substance these guys build around them. That's why we don't see them on the test. That's why a lot of antibiotics doesn't work. That's why a lot of people unsuccessful to eradicate the SIBO, C4, like all of these shenanigans in their body, because they are protected. And we need to eliminate the biofilm. Systemic enzymes, you can Google it, systemic enzymes that digest the old proteins, the biofilms in your body. There are enzymes that digest your food, but those enzymes you take on empty stomach, they digest those biofilms. Things like something very bitter. Another thing that can help is the biofilms is like very bitter herbs. Another thing is grapefruit, lemon, orange juice with lots of digestive enzymes. It goes through your body, destroying that biofilm too. Biofilm, absolutely we need to work on the biofilm when we're working on the parasite cleanse. We absolutely don't even do anything. If your doctor, nutritionist, whoever you're working with, don't do this with you before you work on your bacteria, parasite, hormones, whatever it is, you need to change them. Because you absolutely need to open detox pathways in your body. If you one of these ladies who have cold hands and feet and never sweat, you must, I have a sauna blanket at home. You can go to infrared sauna, even like dry sauna, whatever sauna. You can do anything to sweat. And it's best to sweat not when you exercise, but when you relax, because when you relax, your cells can expel a lot of toxins. So sauna, sweating, dry brushing. Why dry brushing? Because that's how you move your lymph. Remember, this is the sewage of your body. And if you do anything, if you don't move your lymph in everyday life, you're becoming more and more toxic and more fatigued, because it when it accumulates in your liver, it usually accumulates right here. So you see the lymph nodes, the main lymph nodes, they all by your collarbones, in your neck, like around your ears. This is the main pathways for your lymphatic system, for your sewage. And look how close it is to your brain. So when it accumulates here and it doesn't move and it feels like swampy, you're like pressing in here and it feels like, it feels tight. It starts affecting your face. It becoming like old and droopy, and it starts affecting your brain. It's getting spilled in your brain and it's getting more and more fatigued. That's why absolutely must move that lymph. Massaging your lymph nodes in your armpits, where your legs connect to your body. In here, like doing the massage in here, all your face, doing the massage with your own hands, gua sha tools. And literally, sometimes I work around like in my computer and I just do little massages here. I do little strokes, tapping your body, like literally going here and just tapping your body. Tapping is amazing for moving the lymph, and you don't have to do hard things. Lymph nodes very close to your skin, they on the surface, so you basically can stroke your body, you can tap your body, and it's gonna help you to move that lymph. You must move the lymph every day of your life. That's why people who do any type of fitness, and especially like doing the something exercise, more of a heavy lifting, they are natural. If they are not overdoing it, they're naturally healthy, because when you do work with your muscle, your muscles, they move the lymph. So our blood system, it has a pump. Our heart is a pump, it moves the blood, but our lymph doesn't have a pump. So our muscles and things we do manually is a pump for our lymph. Another big thing is walking. That's why walking is so powerful, because when you walk, you move your lymph. Swimming, exercises, stretching. The stretching, the fascia, this is a connection tissue between like your organs and your bones and your skin and your organs. They will like all have lots of fascia. And this fascia can have adhesions, have scars, and where there are adhesions in your body and scars, the lymph is not moving. So what do? Right, we can do dry brushing, we can do it with a brush, we can do it with the strokes, we move. And if there are areas that are stagnant, they are painful, we work through them. That's why I always say that nothing can help you more than self-belly massage, because we have more than 65 lymph nodes in our belly. And how else we can help our liver is just going under your right rib and start massaging it. When you start massaging it and you use other things that I'm going to share with you in this webinar, you start giving it blood, you start moving the lymph, and you start opening these bile ducts. I always say you can never use your phone, or you can use like remote control or tennis ball or even your hands, and you just start going, you just like they start going through your belly. You press on it, you hold it, and you wait. Like, oh, is it painful? If it's painful, there are a lot of acidity, stagnancy, and might be adhesion that prevents that lymph from flowing, that blood from flowing. And when you press, you give it a lot of blood. You give it like the lymph start moving, the blood start coming to the organ. And the pain that your brain registering when we have like IBS, when we have pains, when we press on our belly, is nothing but that acidity. Acidity signals to your pain receptors to tell your brain, ooh, it's painful. And parasites, bacteria, yeast, I call them all parasites, they love acidity. They thrive in acidity, swampy, stagnancy, where lymph is not flowing, where blood is not flowing, and blood delivers the nutrients, delivers the oxygen for your body to work. That's why I always say, massage your belly with your phone, with remote control, with your hands, with like whatever you have. Sometimes you can just stand up and just put your 2 feet on your belly and just like do something like this. Super easy. You can do it several times a day, you know. Also, it's very important to reach your toes. You know, you're working for an hour in front of your computer, stand up and start reaching your toes, because what you do, you stimulate that bile in your liver to flow. Little bitty things like stroking yourself, like doing a little stretching movement, working on your belly can create miracles in your health. Absolutely. I have ladies whose first time in their life, they had relief from constipations and from really horrible IBS pains with the massage. Plus, when you massage, when you like pressing, and it can be super simple, take your phone and start pressing. When you massage and like these ovary areas, your womb areas, you're giving the blood flow, you're working on adhesions, you're working on inflammation. It can be so powerful, ladies. Yeah, and also you're giving that blood so the pain goes away, and you disrupt that biofilm. The blood flow disrupts the biofilm. Another thing really powerful is you find that artery somewhere to the left to your belly button. If you press on it, you will find like you will feel the pulsation. If you press on it, you stop blood from flowing, and it start going to the places that were suffering from suffocation without blood. You can find your artery right here in your you can find your artery right here in your like on your neck, and you can press on it and hold it for like 20 seconds or so, and it's going to, yeah, you're going to feel the blood in the areas of your brain you didn't even know exist, because that new blood that fights inflammation, that fights fatigue, that fights stagnancy. Really, really cool things to do. Hydration, fiber, absolutely. Earthing, it emits a lot of electromagnetic frequencies that can be more detoxing for your body than all of these superfoods that are so fancy nowadays on the market. Because these electromagnetic frequencies, it kills parasites in your body. There are machines, they're called parasite zappers. You can Google it. Those machines are sold in the internet, and they are very powerful. You use that zapper and it can kill parasites in your body. That parasites, they hate magnets. There are things like I have biomagnets at home that I use in my children and myself. Those are magnets that I place strategically on the body that help to kill parasites. Earth can help you with that. Another thing is you have to stimulate your immune system, right? We're talking about opening detox pathways. So it's water, make your water sexy. If you add minerals to your water, that's going to push the toxins out. Don't just drink the water, and also you have to be careful with water. Filtered water, if you can't get filtered water, try while you're healing, try the distilled water. Okay, but don't drink crappy water from your sink, from your tap water, because that's the water that can bring the parasites to you. Also medications, also it's damaging for your immune system. And add minerals to water. There are liquid minerals available. They are wonderful in stimulating your immune system, fighting parasites. Add some cool stuff to it. Hot and cold showers, they can help you. Those are amazing. If you're one of those ladies with cold hands and feet and you hate cold, do a very hot shower for a while and then switch water and just for a little while have a little cold shower, because it's very helpful to stimulating your immune system and training your vagus nerve. Vagus nerve is one of the most important one for your health. It's a nerve that connects your brain to your digestion system, and that's why a lot of times we're getting so fragile and our immune system goes down, because vagus nerve, in the cases of high stress, it turns off the digestion. So your hydrochloric acid that protects you, it's plummeting. And it's working anymore. So stimulating vagus nerve is important. You can do it by singing it in the car, like la la la, humming, like using gargling water, like salt water, is amazing. Another cool thing is what I like to use. It's a saline. If you have problems with the fatigue, with your brain, with the parasites, use saline nose drops for your nose every day, because it's going to eliminate that inflammation in your brain. Or 3% hydrogen peroxide, like 1%, like take for example half of a cup hydrogen peroxide, half of a cup 3%, good quality one, food grade, and half of a cup water, mix it and use it in a spray bottle for your nose. Amazing way. Like you will see how chunks of mucus start coming out of your nose years, and you're gonna have more working brain, and you're like, whoa, I didn't know that it was living in my head. Deep breathing. Breathing is absolutely amazing because it stimulates your diaphragm. And remember, when we have this bloating that trapped in our small intestine, it pushes your diaphragm really up. So it affects your heart. So the bloating is damaging to your heart, to your lungs, to your immune system, because it pushes the diaphragm like up. And you can't, when your lungs are squished by this bloating, what's happening here, you can't breathe in. So we're going around and we're breathing with like half of our lungs. And when you don't have enough oxygen in your lungs, that means you don't have enough oxygen in your body. And that means, and how we makes energy again? Glucose and oxygen. That means you can't make energy. That's why we are fatigued, because of this stupid bloating. It comes back to these bacteria and parasites. We just have to be smart and know what's going on in our bodies. It's that simple, my dears. Please let me know if I didn't lose you yet, and we're gonna get to the cool part of what do we do about it. Please let me know if you're still following, if you have any like breakthroughs, if you're liking everything, if you have questions, please let me know. Weapons, like we're getting to the bottom of it. Weapons. This is some of the things, that I like to use. Some of the things I use: herbs, really cool herbs like wormwood, for example, celandine, amazing Russian herb that can change your health around 360 in like a couple of months. Polyps, parasites, everything get killed by it. But I don't want to so this is not a medical advice, right? So if you're not my client, if I'm not your practitioner, you have to understand that you have to, it's my, it's on my website. I have to tell you that everything I'm showing with you, this is what I'm using, right? If I'm not your practitioner, this is not a recommendation. This is just entertainment, and this is what I'm using for myself, for my clients. As I said, I combine functional medicine, I combine cool things that people use for thousands and thousands of years, and they lost this wisdom. So it's like herbal Russian and the worldwide medicine. So I use things like celandine, wormwood, like 15 in my clinics. I use 15 ancient Russian herbs, the combination of them to cleanse the lymphatic system, to cleanse, to get the things out of the deeper tissues of the body. Use celandine, you can use that, but it's if you use too much, it can become toxic, like anything else. So there are herbs, I think I shared them in my other webinar, the herbs that I'm using, but this is some of the combinations of functional medicine. They're pretty powerful too. This company, Parasite and Botanicals, amazing. Mitogenics is pretty cool. I use systemic formulas. I'm gonna introduce you to them in my different webinar, but those combinations, they are trusted, they are working, they're pretty cool. Biocide and liquids is cool one. They have Oliverex. This more for yeast. Biocidin is mostly for bacteria. Also Candibactin ARBR. This is for bacteria, and this is for viruses and for yeast. I invite you to Fullscript if you want to use Fullscript. This is like Amazon for practitioners. This quality, I know the quality in Fullscript is, I'm sure about the quality, because on Amazon, and we just talked about the Dr. Cheney from Shockley about the supplements, they did the research, and of course, they didn't find in the supplements, they didn't find the nutrients that advertised on the label. So there are a lot of fillers, there are a lot of things that are not real on Amazon. So you're thinking that you're buying supplements, and you're buying something like certain herb in a supplement, but they can't find the herb in that supplement. Unfortunately, that's the reality right now. So even if you buy something on Amazon, you need to know what seller, who is the company who's selling on Amazon, or better yet, here's my link. You can always use it. You can go and order the things there. Here's, wormwood tea, for example. What I like to use and where do I see results is, of course, working on biofilms. It can be systemic enzymes, it can be bitter herbs. Biocidin is good to disrupt that biofilm. And I also like to use a good for liver, because remember that bile can do half of a job for eliminating and killing those parasites. Any bitter herb, they're like bitter, digestive bitters, they're digestive sour salt bitters. Anything bitter is very good, stimulating for the bile to flow. That's why I like wormwood tea. It's a bitter taste, but it's super powerful. So I combine supplements and I combine liquids, something bitter, because that kills parasites super fast. There are, of course, things like turpentine, oils of turpentine. That is very powerful too, but I don't want to go here on the webinar because it can be pretty tricky. But anything bitter kills parasites, anything that can help digestion. There are also amazing products that, for example, Dr. Berg, gallbladder support. So while you're working on your parasites, do everything to help and support your liver and gallbladder. Any combinations of herbs, liquids, anything that can help that bile to flow. And how we get rid of the liver flux, exactly how we get the things out of the deeper tissues of the liver, it's combining supplements and herbs with enemas, coffee enemas. You can always reach out to me. I can send you the video how to do it, but coffee enemas, they are very, very powerful. What they help to do is to eliminate, when you do the coffee enema, your liver bile opens up, and if you're using something bitter and if you're using herbs to kill parasites, your bile ducts open up, so your bile flowing super fast, and these herbs working, and these deeper sitting liver flukes can come out of your liver. And coffee enemas is really good in doing that. Also, coffee enemas increasing glutathione is a master antioxidant in your body by 2,000 times. That's pretty cool, guys. And another enemas I like, they're garlic enemas, they are lemon juice enemas. They're all very super extremely powerful. Magnesium sulfate enemas. Magnesium sulfate is Epsom salt. So Epsom salt, parasites hate it. You can take it internally, 25 grams on 100 on a 200 grams of water. So it's like you're taking it internally. It's very bitter. It's unpleasant to drink it. But boy, these parasites hate it. You can take baths with it. You can do magnesium sulfate enemas. So you put, and you can reach out to me, and it's in my Limitless Body program. Like, you go down and you'll find how to do them. They're super easy, super powerful, but it's very, very important. Enemas, that can be your next step to seeing breakthroughs in your health. You don't have to do them all the time. Vitamin C flash can be super, super valuable. So liver flukes, anything, any parasites in your liver, and actually in your pancreas. That's how insulin resistance is born, when your pancreas is compromised. But vitamin C, big doses of vitamin C. So what you do, you take vitamin C powder or supplement, and you take 1,000 micrograms every hour. Every 15 minutes until your stool is watery. And when your stool is watery, half of this dose is going to be what you're going to take internally every day. And if you combine vitamin C flash, it's like when you get these watery stools and enemas, here you go. The liver flukes just hate it. Another good company, Global Healing Center by Dr. Group, they have really amazing parasitic supplements and protocols. Castor oil packs are amazing. So I really like castor oil packs by Queen of the Thrones. She's a doctor. She designed absolutely fantastic leak-proof castor oil packs. So basically, you put castor oil on your belly, and it helps to open up the bile ducts. It helps to relax the muscles in your intestines, and the things start flowing. The things start detoxing in your body, and this is very, very, very important. If you're feeling like, oh, castor oil packs, it's so messy all the time, what you can do, if you can take DMSO, and I'm going to share it under the comments, like what DMSO is. This is a compound that help the other things to go deep into the bloodstream. So you can combine DMSO and castor, like a couple of drops of castor oil, and drop them just in your belly button, and put like a band-aid on top, and they're gonna go deep into your intestines. And parasites absolutely hate castor oil. Another cool trick, if you've been fighting SIBO and SIFO for a while and nothing is working, try getting castor oil capsules. Stick them in your freezer for 2 weeks, and then start taking them. Lots of them. Start taking them. And when they go through your tummy, they're not giving you all of these problems, like drinking castor oil give you lots of loose stools, but you can also drink castor oil. But they also go to very, very deep corners of your body untouched because they're frozen, and they open up right deep into your small intestine and take the toxins, the biofilm, and the parasites with them. So juices, while you working on your liver, please try to mostly plant-based diet, because when you have parasites, you have proteins. They are really good food for your parasites, because if you have H. pylori, or if you have compromised, not good working digestifier, that hydrochloric acid, and everybody with parasites, they have pretty weak digestion. These proteins, they're just sitting there rotten, and this is a perfect food for parasites. So whatever is your nutrition plan is, you can come back to it after, but during the parasite cleanse, mostly kind of like very easy to digest foods, maybe more of a like smoothie, simple one. Juices, things like green apple, cabbage juices, cucumbers, Ginger, it has to be yours, like what your body is not reacting super crazy, because everybody has their own kind of like bloated, like the food that creates even more bloating in their body. But parasites like H. pylori, they hate cabbage juice, they hate raw potato juice. And do you know that raw potato juice has lots of proteins in them, protein. So yes, you can look at my blog for the recipes. There are a ton of them, vegetable juices online. And of course, you can share my Limitless Body Cleanse. So herbs and juices are your thing. Garlic cleanse. Oh my goodness, this is so good for yeast and parasites. They hate garlic. So one of the cool things that I use with some of the clients who go for it, and it shows phenomenal results. You take a garlic clove or two, you mince it really, really small, and you leave it. I put here for 10 minutes, but I will leave it for probably like 10, maybe even longer, just to sit there after you mince it. And then you scoop it up and you put it in your mouth and you do not chew it and you swallow it. And you can do tomato juice or just like any other juice or even water with it. And you just swallow it and you don't chew it. You don't crush it with your teeth. And that thing is so powerful. At first, it might give you a little bit of bloating because it's so powerful to go there and start killing parasites. And you do it for 30 days and you will see how, and you do it for 30 days. And you also do my signature turmeric latte, and you will see how your skin start clearing up, how you start feeling a lot better. And of course, I forgot to mention, when we're doing all of this, the detox is the parasitic detox. You cannot have constipation. This is a big part, and I'm sorry I missed it. I should have done a slide for it. But let's talk about constipation really quickly. Constipation, when you go once a day, it's already constipation. You need to do anything in your power. You need to start taking herbs like senna. You need to start taking minerals like magnesium oxide, oxyflush, and you need to start going to the bathroom more, up to the point that it's almost liquidish when you're on this cleanse. It can be even diarrhea, but not constipation, because everything should come out. The more you poop, the better you're going to feel, the faster it's going to be the results. You don't have to kill them inside of your body, the parasites. You can actually eliminate them. They need to come out, come out, come out. So anything, like reach out to me after webinar if you need some super ninja things to, like Ichhabedi rice. This is the Indian herb. For it works even Cascada Sagrada. Those herbs are working for people who like the regular things not working. And I will share them after this one. And if you're in my Limitless Body, you will have elimination, its own pretty cool video about all of the super ninja stuff to make you go like a clock. Okay, we need to go deeper. Yes, a little bit, even a little bit deeper than this. When you think about what's living inside us, I also include thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Because believe it or not, when we store some emotions in our body, if we're always irritated and if we feel like life, happened to us, we're not creators of our own reality, you're also feeling like you're living on edge. You like don't want to yell at your children, but somehow something makes you. You don't want to argue with your husband, but somehow something makes you. This is the time when your body is not letting the parasites go, because what living inside of you, those parasites that sucking on your energy, on your life, that's what happening, because you're giving away your power to the parasites, to emotions, to anything that lives in you. That's why I work in my Limitless Body program. I have 3 levels. One is the Tree of Life, where we talk about like all of the system cleanses, like really deep ones, pretty fast. Then Lamborghini Engine, then we nourish the body. The chronically sick body is this. It's toxic and malnourished. The Lamborghini Engine, it's like I always say, you are the best car. You're Lamborghini. You're not crappy Ford Pinto. So you require the best things that go and give you the best fuel, the best car wash, the best mechanic that can go and give you Lamborghini the what it needs. And I always say, if you have these chronic problems, but you have big ambitions, you're one of the souls that came on this planet to do great things. And the universe just trying to give you the thing like, wake up, baby, wake up. Your power, your leadership starts in you. It starts with you. When you become leader to your own body, when you start giving away your power, you're becoming unstoppable. That's when money comes. That's when fame comes. That's when relationship comes. And that's what I do in my awakened part of Awakened Body. It's a part of my Limitless Body program. What we go straight to your brain and we remove all of these emotions, all of these things that you're not aware that you got from your like karmic load, from your ancestors, that things that run in your family, and you call them like genes. All of these things is just the way of thinking that lives in your body. We go in there, we remove anything that doesn't belong in your mind. And when you do this, you'll see, if you combine it like parasitic cleanse with this, removing all of this old software, the conditions that the matrix, what people call it nowadays, or whatever society put on you, when you remove that, you literally create this limitless body of yours. Parasites of mind and soul, limiting beliefs, victim narratives. When you're giving away your power, and we're doing it so easily and it's so fast to transform, like literally we can rewrite your brain super fast, but you have to be super focused. You have to be super focused, and you need to remember, you need to say, God, I'm ready for leadership. I'm not going to be manipulated by matrix. And I have a superhuman protocol in my YouTube. Start watching it day by day. If you're not working with me, you can come work with me. We can do it fast. You can also, I have it absolutely free in my YouTube channel. You go in there, you watch the videos, we don't need to go super deep into meditations. We don't need to go super deep in your like past lives and all of this nonsense anymore. We live in an absolutely amazing time when you keep super focused during the day and you have the tools. You can train your brain super fast into doing what you want it to do. You need to create this unstoppable archetype of a woman inside of you. You need to know who she is. When she has the power, she has love, and the whole like world can be crushing around her. She knows what she wants. She becoming leader for her own body, her own mind, and her own reality. That's it. The whole world can stop, die, whatever, blow up. She knows that she is the queen. She's the Lamborghini. She's the queen. She's the winner. Because she knows, even something unpleasant happened, she's like, hold on, where did I create it? Not they did it to me, not this happened to me. Every time you think that somebody did something to you, your body gets a parasite. You see how it works? Because as soon as you let these parasitic entities, these parasitic energies get to your brain, something gets to your body. Manipulators, people using us and our energy, absolutely. You can tell anybody to stop manipulating you, your spouses, your priest, your mom, your dad, even God. Nobody has the right to manipulate you. You are the right one. They teach us for so long that we have to be good girls and boys. Anger is a good feeling. You can't get angry. You need to get angry, because when you get angry, you're becoming unstoppable. You're like, I need to wake up. My life, my rules. And don't be so easily to be manipulated. Like, everybody has their own information, but is it truth? If they're telling you something, even if it's an authority, millionaire, billionaire, president, it doesn't mean that it's true. Stop letting your mom, it doesn't mean that it's true. Come out of your shell. Say like, you can't be manipulated. Always, every time, every morning I wake up and I tell the world, I tell them what I want. And try this really loud. Tell yourself, I want truth. I choose truth. I choose love. And I forbid anybody from manipulating my emotions, my feelings, my energy. Nobody has the right to get me. I'm sorry, my baby is crying there, and we're going to wrap it up here soon. Feeling and emotions control. Toxic abusive relationships. One by one, start telling everybody they can't do anything manipulative to you. issues with our parents, psychosomatics issues, all of this I'm going to talk about more, and we're going to do webinars in my limitless body. Divorce, give yourself a word today. Divorce what does not serve you. Toxic relationships, emails, people, coaches, friends, anybody. The smallest problem can grow and grow older and older. We like having these big bags with the bricks, this baggage we carry with ourselves. That's how we accumulate and accumulate. That's how I always say, to become a leader, you need to have this container. The God will give you energy. It's always giving you so much energy. But when your container is leaky, you're always giving away your power. This energy you can't hold it. And to become this energetic container, the leader, the millionaire, the business owner, the owner of your own life, you need to hold that container. Stop giving away your power to parasites, to people, to parasitic people, circumstances, even to your own brain. Your heart is your soul, your intuition. You tell your body, I am right. Stop trusting everybody, president, doctor, magazine, YouTube, Instagram, even me. Inside of you, you tell yourself, I know everything already. And you follow your intuition, and you be honest with yourself, brutally honest with yourself in your every step. And when you're really honest with yourself, you stop giving away your power to everybody else. Okay, tree of life. My first step when architecting a limitless body is reconnect to your foundation of health. That's what, I told you a small part about it. It's not a small part, it's actually foundational. We need to get rid of everything that doesn't belong in our body. So my principle is, and I'm going to do this for myself, is to live until 120 in a 30 years old body. And I actually have a webinar when I talk, it's called Life 120. Find it on my YouTube. It's a pretty cool one. We can live until 120 years old. I promise you that. In a 30 years old bodies. All of this getting age, all of this, this is just your age. People coming to me, women, and it's like 50 years old, they're telling them that they're falling apart body, that they are crazy hormones, that all of their like high blood pressure and veins and all of that stuff, and they're looking like they're 80. It's just a part of them aging. I'm like, hold on, wake up. Look at some people. Look at some women nowadays. At 50, they look like they're 20. There are a ton of people on this earth who living like this, and not because they're super bad, like badass people and they were born like this. No, you have ability to live like this. We all do. We can change this. We can grow younger. I did. If you would know me 10 years ago, I was fatigued, miserable, menopausal. I had 5 chronic illnesses. They told me I'm not going to have kids. My teeth and hair were falling apart. I didn't have eyebrows, people. I really didn't have eyebrows. I didn't have anything. Like, I didn't have hair. It was horrible. I had horrible skin. I had acne all over my face. My period would start like 2 weeks before the actual period start. I would have cramps. I would have fibrocystic breast. It was absolutely horrible. I have a brand new body. I was that fatigued, big, tired girl without eyebrows. Limitless body program. Make your health an asset for life. Absolutely. You can realize your power. You can learn mental practices that are designed to go fast, to go and remove what doesn't belong in your mind and give what we want to give to your mind. That happens fast. All of the shenanigans with parents, with spouse, with kids, we can change that fast. Then remove everything that doesn't belong in your body and nourish your mind, nourish your body. And the same with soul. There's so much manipulation right now going on in the spiritual world. Stop believing everything that you see. Yeah, learn about magic potions. That's what I use. It's not just about the supplements nowadays. But let me tell you a little bit about supplements. Some people are saying, well, are you tired of doing a lot of supplements? Well, let me tell you something. People are against supplements, but supplements, if it's good quality ones, good quality herbs, That's it. They're just herbs. And for thousands and thousands of years, people would go to this healer of the village, to this like healer of the country, and they would go there and they would ask them, what kind of herbs can we use? People used herbs. People use plants, people use minerals, people use rocks and crystals for thousands of years, and they were creating amazing results. And they were close to earth, they were living a lot natural lifestyle, and they were still have this deeper knowledge how to support their body. When I get to my herbs, then I know what they can do to the body. It's absolutely fascinating. But nowadays, these smart people telling us, no, you're not supposed to use supplements in this toxic world, in this toxic environment where we don't even get ripened vegetables and fruits because they harvest them before they are ripened. And if they are not ripened, they don't have minerals in them. So now when we live this unnatural lifestyle, you're telling us we're not supposed to support ourselves. Yes, you need to use supplements. The key in here is, can you absorb the supplements? Can you remove these parasites that eating them and then start absorbing them? That's when you see the results. And of course, the quality of supplements, not synthetic crap or the crap from Amazon or like the store that you're using that doesn't have anything that bioavailable in your body, meaning the body can take it. They're just going right through you. But if you're using a trusted herbs, supplements, minerals, things like shilajit, like a lot of them, what works for you, that Mother Nature provides for us, you can create miracles in your body. Absolutely. It's just we need to be smart about them. So I hope this was helpful. And of course, I'm already tired of talking. You're already tired of watching. I can't put everything in here. That's why I'm inviting you to my Limitless Body program. You can talk to me. I make it available for anybody who talk to me, like it different levels I have it in there. But my mission is to open people's eyes, to show how simple your life can be, your health can be. Also, there is YouTube, my Instagram. You can do a lot of your own like research, watching my YouTube, my Instagram. Like I'm inviting you in my field. I'm inviting you in my programs. Just talk to me, schedule a call, talk to me. I'm here to help. If it's not the time to talk to me right now, go to my YouTube, go to my Instagram, go to my Facebook group, ask me questions. I'm here to help. And the thing is, we got to start being smart. Don't live just by hypnotized by these lives, by what's going on in outside world. It's time to wake up. It's time to take responsibility for our health in our own hands. And what I do with people, I teach you how to do it fast, how to do it for you. I do it with you. I don't just show you my system and tell you, hey, this is going to save your life. I make my system work for your body. Okay. And everything that I shared with you today, it can absolutely help you to get to the next level. And thank you for being here with me. And I love you all. And I talk to you soon. Love you, ladies.